Hello, good morning children. Myself Shakira madam. Today I am going to teach a poem of 8th standard. The name of the poem is Somebody's Mother. Today we begin the poem with the introduction of the poetess and new. The poetess of this poem is Mary Dove Brine. So let us have the brief introduction of the poetess. Mary Dove Brine was born in the year 1816 and died in the year 1913. She was a poet, author and lyricist. Do you know the meaning of lyricist, children? Lyricist means one whose poems can be sung on a tune. New Yorker. She belonged to the place New York. Many poems and children's books published by numerous important publishers. Best known for her poem Somebody's Mother. So she had published many books as well as many poems. But she was very popular with this poem Somebody's Mother, which can be found in its entirely on a number of internet sites. And very greatly this poem is popularized. Wrote the lyricist of Hearts and Flowers, a late 19th century piano piece that did not sell. These are the other names of the poems which were not sold in maximum compared to the edition of this poem. Look here children, in the picture you can see somebody's mother. Let us begin with the new words. Ragged, clothes badly torn, chill, unpleasantly cold, throng, crowd, heeded, paid attention, hailing, welcoming, piled, put one on another, hastened, moved with speed, meek, mild, gayest laddie, happiest boy, paused, waited, stopped for a while. So let us begin the poem, children. The woman was old and ragged and grey and bent with the chill of the winter's day. The street was wet with a recent snow, and the woman's feet were aged and slow. So let me explain you the first 4 stanzas of the poem, children. The old woman who was mentioned in this poem, she was very old and ragged. Ragged means already you saw it, the meaning in the new words. So once again I revise. Ragged means clothes badly torn. In simple words we can say the dress or the clothes which she had worn, they were tattered and grey. Her hair were totally grey and bent with the chill of the winter's day. And she was bent due to the chill which we could feel in the winter season. The street was wet with a recent snow, and the street where she was walking, where she was standing, it was wet because recently there was a snowfall, and the woman's feet were aged and slow. As the woman was aged, so she was walking very slow. So this is the explanation of the 4 lines, children. Let me go to the second stanza. She stood at the crossing and waited long. So where she was standing, children? She was standing near the crossing. Crossing, you know it, children? Zebra crossing, from where we can cross the roads. And waited long. And for a longer time she waited there, alone, uncared for, among the throng. There was a throng. Throng means crowd. As we see that near the zebra crossing, there will be much public, there will be crowd. There in the crowd, she was alone, nobody was there with her, uncared for, nobody was caring for her in the whole crowd of human beings who passed her by. Many human beings were passing from there, but nobody cared for her, nor heeded the glance of her anxious eye. Even though there was a crowd, nobody had paid attention. Heeded means paying attention. Nobody had paid attention to look at her. Glance means look. To look of her anxious eye. Anxious means worried. Her eyes were worried. Means she was thinking that there is so much crowd, how to cross the road. But nobody paid attention for her. So look here, children. You can see the winter's day. The roads were covered with the recent snow. See the lady. She was very old. She was in a rag. So let me go to the next stanza of the poem. Down the street with laughter and shout. So as there was a street down of the zebra crossing, from there she heard the sound of the laughter. It was a loud sound, glad in the freedom of school let out. So whose sound it was? It was the sound of the school children. And as the school had left and the children felt themselves free, they were happy also, because as after leaving the school, the children will be happily moving around. Came the boys like a flock of sheep. So there, the place where she stood, there she saw that many boys, they came, flock of sheep. Means, have you seen the sheep, children? How they move in a group, that is described. The same way the boys were also coming near the zebra crossing. Hailing the snow, piled white and deep. Hailing means welcoming. They were welcoming to the snow. Piled means put one on another, and deep. So here, as those children were in the white dress, they are compared like the snow. Past the woman so old and grey. So all those boys, they passed nearby the old woman who had a grey hair, hastened the children on their way. Then those all children, they hastened from there. Hastening means moving with a fast speed. They come with a fast speed, nor offered a helping hand to her. So many boys were there, so many children were there, but not a single boy asked her to help. Nobody had cared her. Nobody had even bothered that why she was standing there. Nobody asked to help her. So meek, so timid, afraid to stir. So how the old woman was? She was meek. Meek means very mild, very soft. So timid, she was fearful, afraid to stir. She was frightened to move from there. Stirring means moving. So look at the image, children. So many boys were passing from the zebra crossing, but nobody had heeded for her. Next stanza. Lest the carriage wheels or the horse's feet. So what kind of fear she had? She had the fear that the carriage wheels, carriage, the cart which is driven by the horses, she had the fear that either the carriage or the horse's feet may stamp her, should crowd her down in the slippery street, and in the crowd she may fall, as the road was very slippery. At last came one of the merry two, and at last one of the happy troop. Troop means here a soldier, actually a brave person, one of the very brave boy. He came to her, the gayest laddie of all the group. So the boy was the happiest boy in the full group. Gayest means happiest. Laddie means lad or boy. He was the most happy boy in the group. So see here, children, the image which is shown of the carriage of the which is driven by the horses, as she had the fear that they may stamp her, she may be dashed by those carts, as the road was very slippery, she may fall down. So next stanza. He paused beside her. He is here, the brave boy. He stopped beside that old woman and whispered low, and he talked very slowly to her. I will help you across. What he said slowly, children? He said that he is ready to help her if you wish to go. If the old woman wishes to go from there to cross the road, the boy was ready to help her. Her aged hand on his strong young arm, and by telling this, the woman was agreed, and she kept her aged hand on the strong shoulder of that young boy. She placed, and so without hurt or harm. She has kept her hand so lightly that the boy was not hurt, or the boy had not any kind of harm. So see here in the picture, children, you can see somebody's mother, how the boy has held the hand of that old woman, how he is helping her to cross the road. Next stanza, children. He guided the trembling feet along. The boy was walking with the woman as she was trembling. Trembling means shaking with fear due to the age or due to the cold climate. The boy was walking along with her, proud that his own were firm and strong. The boy felt himself very great because as he is strong and confident that he was helping her to cross the road. Then back again to his friends he went. So after helping that old woman, after taking that old lady to help her to cross the road, once again the boy joined his friends. His young heart happy and well content. So his young heart, he felt himself very happy. Well content means satisfied. He felt very satisfied. why he felt satisfied, why he felt happy, children. That is said in the next stanza. She is somebody's mother, boys, you know. And he told to the other boys that, do you know that she was somebody's mother? For all she is aged and poor and slow. And he also said that the lady was very aged, she was poor, as due to the age factor, she was walking very slow. And I hope some fellow will lend a hand. And what she was thinking that some boy, some person may offer help to her. To help my mother, you understand. And he said that as the woman was aged and she was expecting the help from somebody, in the same way the boy said that as I help today, tomorrow somebody may help my mother, that is his mother. If ever she is poor and grey, if suppose his mother will be grey, that is old, and poor when her own dearest boy is far away. So when her own son will be far away, if the mother was in the same condition like that woman, the boy said that somebody may help his mother. And somebody's mother bowed low her head. Then as the woman, the lady, she bowed her head. Bowing, when do we bow our head, children? We bow our head in front of God in her home that night. So that night when the woman reached to her home, she prayed God. And the prayer she said was, God, be kind to the noble boy who is somebody's son and pride and joy. So what she prayed for the boy who had helped her, and she said that God should be kind to the good boy. Noble boy means good boy, because that boy is somebody's son, and the mother may feel it pride because her own son had helped somebody, and she feels happy for that. So see here, children, the prayer of the lady, the prayer of the old woman as she is praying for that boy who